We all crave comfort because comfort is familiar, predictable, and safe. But nothing extraordinary ever came from staying safe. Nothing life-changing ever came from repeating the same cycle day after day, from living inside the same walls of fear, doubt, routine, and quiet frustration. And at some point, you have to face the truth that comfort zones are not where you grow. They are where you settle, where you shrink, where you slowly forget the fire that once burned inside you. And the world is full of people who have potential but never see it fulfilled. Not because they're not capable, not because they're not talented, but because they never dared to step outside the small circle they drew around themselves and called it life. But life begins where comfort ends. And you will never know who you truly are until you stretch beyond what you thought you could handle, until you confront what scares you, until you chase the unfamiliar with courage and curiosity instead of fear and resistance. Because growth, real, raw, irreversible growth, only happens when you're uncomfortable, when you're unsure, when you're doing things you've never done before and daring to become someone you've never been. And yes, it's hard. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it feels vulnerable to walk into a space where you might fail, fall, or face judgment. But that's exactly why it's powerful, because the version of you who has never faced those challenges cannot unlock the strength, resilience, and brilliance that waits on the other side. And the truth is, transformation is not something that happens while you're sitting on the couch, watching others live courageously. It's something that happens when you show up, speak up, take the risk, walk the unknown path, and push past the edge of who you've been. And every time you do, every time you choose discomfort over complacency, you grow stronger, sharper, more focused, more alive, because your comfort zone is not a sanctuary. It's a silent prison where dreams go to die, and you must decide, do you want a life that feels easy or a life that feels meaningful? Do you want convenience or do you want purpose? Do you want to be safe or do you want to be free? Because freedom doesn't come from staying hidden. It comes from facing your fears, chasing your potential, and doing the hard things again and again until they no longer scare you. And no matter what anyone tells you, greatness was never meant to be convenient. It was meant to be earned. And it is earned through struggle, sweat, setbacks, and the strength you discover when you refuse to quit. And we all have dreams, but most people keep their dreams small enough to fit within their comfort zone because that way they never have to risk failing, never have to be seen trying, never have to face the possibility that they're not good enough. But you are good enough, not because you have everything figured out, but because you're willing to try, to fall, to learn, and to rise. And every single person you admire, every achiever, every innovator, every trailblazer, every leader once stood exactly where you are now, on the edge of the unknown, unsure, scared, and asking themselves, can I really do this? And the only difference between them and those who stay stuck is that they took the step. They jumped, they said yes to the challenge, and as they struggled, they grew. And as they grew, they changed. And as they changed, they transformed, not into someone new, but into the person they were always meant to be. And you are no different. Your future is not waiting inside your comfort, it's waiting beyond it, in the decisions you're afraid to make, in the conversations you've been avoiding, in the risks you haven't taken, in the passions you keep hiding. And I promise, you, on the other side of your fear, is a life that feels like freedom, a life that challenges you, fulfills you, and demands the best from you. And the truth is, you don't grow when life is easy. You grow when life tests you, when you're forced to adapt, to dig deeper, to get creative, to build strength you didn't know you had. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but that discomfort is sacred, because it's shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever imagined. And maybe right now you're standing at the edge of a big decision, a bold move, a scary opportunity, and part of you wants to play it safe, to wait until you feel ready. until everything is certain. But the reality is, you will never feel fully ready, and growth never waits for certainty. It waits for courage, it waits for action, it waits for the moment you say, I may not have all the answers, but I'm going to show up anyway. And the more you do that, the more you stretch, the more you experience, the more you become, and soon, what once scared you becomes your strength. What once felt impossible becomes your normal. What once seemed like a risk becomes the reason you rise. Because growth is addictive, and once you taste it, once you see how far you can go, you'll never want to settle again, and you'll look back on the person you used to be with compassion, but also with pride, knowing that you didn't let fear decide your future. You didn't let comfort be your cage. You chose growth, and that choice changed everything. And so today, I challenge you. Take the step, make the call, sign up, show up, speak out, try again, even if you're scared, even if you don't feel ready, even if it might not work. Because that's how you grow, that's how you rise, and that's how you build a life that reflects your potential instead of your fears. Because when you get to the end of your life, you won't be proud of how safe you played it. You'll be proud of how far you went, how hard you tried, how brave you became, and how often you were willing to step outside the familiar in order to become the person you were born to be.